What's up, everybody? King of FOMO here, coming at you with your daily crypto update. Make sure you follow me over there on CocoScope, as well as my Telegram channel, t.me/KingofFOMO1. Also, make sure you are following my King of FOMO Gem Hunters channel, my CocoScope channel, and this primary channel. Let's get right into it. Today, we're going to be talking about T2X. How profitable is this thing? Well, it's pretty darn profitable. Like I said, this is sort of time sensitive, so the earlier that you do this T2X stuff, the better deal that you're going to get, but it's not like a requirement. You could actually be getting a better deal later on as well, but let me get into it, because I understand that, like, for some people it's a little bit confusing as far as how profitable is this thing. So let me just give you guys a rundown on what's going on in my account. What I did is I purchased the majority of my T2X tokens here on day number 6. So on day 6, there's only 1.96 million Tron put into the contract. So for every 1 Tron, I got about 2.5 T2X tokens. And for 80K, you can just go ahead and multiply that by 2 and a little bit more, because I bought some on day 3 as well. And that's what I decided to stake here in the T2X platform. So with 80K Tron, I was able to stake a total of 210K tokens. All right, so what did that get me, or what is that going to get me at the end of my staking period? Well, I staked almost all of those tokens for a total of 6 days, and we can see that I'm starting to earn interest now, and you can see that my dividends reward in Tron, I told you guys that this is the money maker for this platform currently right now, this dividends pool right here. My dividends reward is going to be 22K Tron. That's about 30% of what I put in this platform 2 days ago. And that's a really, really good return. And something else that you have to keep in mind is that is dividends. It's not like 30% and I'm done. That's 30% for staking for 6 days. And then afterwards, I can stake again. I can stake again for another 6 days and get dividends rewards. Now, inevitably, like I said, since this is a little time sensitive, these dividends rewards will decrease if you stake the same amount after every period, just because there's more T2X tokens being bought in the auction on a daily basis. So keep that in mind. Don't think that if you put in 80K today, you're going to be getting a 22K rewards. You'll be getting a little bit less because there's more T2X in the platform. On top of that, 80K Tron will get you about today or yesterday, it would have gotten you about half as much as what I got, a little less than half as much as what I got on day 6 right here. So it is like there isn't really a strategy that will definitely work. It is kind of random. It's based on how much Tron is in the daily entry, how much T2X tokens you get based on the daily entry, how much you put in, how long you stake, how much you stake. So that's kind of the really cool part about this. Like it's not it's not so simple as you have to buy in early. It's not as simple as if the first people make the most money, the last people lose the most money. It could work out that way, but honestly, these daily entries, like, we could see a much better entry point tomorrow. We could see a much worse entry point tomorrow as well. But as of right now, 30% in a 6-day period of time is fantastic, in my opinion. Now, what am I going to continue to do here with T2X? How will it continue to be profitable? Well, with the amount that I have here, this 210K T2X, excuse me, we're going to look at the price. What can the price of T2X be in a second, and a little bit here too. But you can also decide, instead of just selling that T2X, I could sell it and we can see how much I can actually make from selling that T2X based on some predictions. You can also just stake it again. So in 6 days, once this stake is up, I can stake it again, and the dividends rewards that I'm going to be getting will be a little bit less, but at the same time, if I'm staking for 6 days in a row over and over again, and the rewards are 20%, 10%, 5%, those are all still really, really good rewards for 6 days. So I'm definitely going to be excited to do some restakes in here, and so are a lot of other people. And recycling, I think, is going to happen in this platform naturally, just because of the fact that the dividends pool is very, very attractive for a lot of people. Now, the next thing that we can talk about is the price of the coin. So with that 22K, how much should I expect to have? How much do I expect these T2X tokens to be worth? So again, let me go back over to the staking side. I have 210K staked right here, plus another 19K tokens that I purchased today. So let's see how much that's going to be worth. Right now, it's not really trading on an exchange, so you can't really calculate the price too well. But I'm going to take these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days that have been completed and add them up together. So To get the average price of what the coin is if it were to be trading, we have to add them up and then divide by that number. So let's go ahead and clear this out, and we're gonna do 5.04 plus 3.6 plus 2.51 plus 2.19 plus 1.08. That's gonna give us 14.42. So if we divide that by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so let's go ahead and divide that by 5. So what that means right now is that every single Tron is going to give you, one Tron is going to give you 2.844 T2X on average. So we're going to do a little bit of reverse math to see how much do I have it's worth right here. So I'm going to do 210 and divide it by that. And that's theoretically how much Tron I have in the value of my T2X tokens. So we'll do 210 divided by 2.844. So let's go ahead and do that. 210,000 divided by 2.844, I believe 884 is the number, and then that's going to give us 72k Tron. Is the value of my T2X tokens at the current moment. So adding that with my 22,000 in dividend rewards that I'm getting, so plus 22,000 is going to give us 94,000. So that means technically I should already be well in profit at the end of these 6 days when I reap my rewards of those dividends. And you know, right now you can't sell the T2X token, so that is speculation based on what the price is going to be. And you can even go a little bit further because if this T2X to Tron ratio actually decreases, if you already bought in, that just means that your coins are going to be more and more expensive. So when you buy in, you do want this number to be smaller and smaller on a daily basis. Okay, so now that we talked about that, let's go ahead and get into the zone of speculation right here. This is where I want to compare T2X to Hex directly. And again, I've talked about how these things are different, so this comparison doesn't really make too much sense, but it is, you know, a lot of people do think about it, so why not talk about it and talk about what could the price of T2X be. So Hex currently is sitting right here with a market cap of $480 million. So if I go over to the DApp radar, also you can see that T2X is number 10 while Hex is number 8. So T2X might actually overtake Hex in terms of the top high risk dApps in terms of popularity and transactions and users. But again, I want to focus on this number of the $480 million market cap that Hex currently has. Now going back over to T2X to figure out kind of what its current market cap is. Again, this is highly speculative because obviously the supply is going to change dramatically, the daily entries is going to change dramatically, so these numbers don't really make too much sense, but let's go ahead and calculate them anyway. So to do this, what I'm doing is I'm adding up all of these numbers right here for the daily entry, and this is going to give us somewhere around like 11 million Tron, and 11 million Tron, if you add up all of these numbers, is going to be equal to, let me just double check what my math says right here, equal to about $195,000. So that's how much Tron was put into this contract so far, if you just count these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, because that's all the data that I have right now. All right, so in addition to that, the amount of T2X, the total supply in here is approximately, I just typed this number in earlier, so if you add up these numbers right here, the total supply is about 24 million, give or take a few. Now, obviously, like I said, don't correct me because I know some of these numbers are a little bit off, but they're close enough for right now. So 24 million is the supply of T2X. Now, if we divide the market cap or the total amount of Tron that's in this contract with the total amount of coins in the contract right now, so that's going to give us about 0.008125, which is the price, quote unquote, of the T2X token. This is how many cents it's worth in price, so 0.81 cents. Now, again, if we want to kind of speculate even further, instead of saying $195,000, if this does hit the same or equal levels as Hex, that means we're going to see a market cap of $485 million, and we're going to divide that by the total supply. So we could be looking at best of best case scenario, $20 tokens for T2X. Now imagine if I have 210k T2X, those being worth $20 a piece would be fantastic. Now again, got to keep in mind that Hex has been around for many more days, and much more supply has been released. So you can go ahead and I would say divide this number by like 15 or something like that, and then you can still get a price of about $1.34. I just picked that number at random because it's gonna be a lot less with the hugely increased supply and possibly less Tron in here. But if you look at $1.34, that's still something that I think is attainable for the T2X token if it rivals that of Hex, if people really see it a little bit better. And honestly, like I said, like the fees in Ethereum are like stupid high right now. So a lot of people are looking at Tron right now and saying, wow, this Tron contract is real, or this Tron blockchain is much, much better because I don't have to destroy myself in the fees for doing anything in the system. So definitely things to keep in mind. I do think this has a lot of room to grow. Hopefully you guys understood most of that. If you didn't, let me know in the comment section. I'll make a video specifically about one of the particular things like staking or dividends here in T2X, but definitely do your own research. The profitability is there, and the earlier, well, I'm not even gonna say the earlier the better. If you buy at certain points in time, it's gonna be better for you, and those points in times are unpredictable. So we'll see what happens. I'll continue to document my progress here in T2X. If, like I said, if that price action does continue to move up, then that 210k, I told you guys how I had 210k, that could be worth somewhere like 100k, 50k if this thing does parabolically take off. So don't look at these numbers in the millions, because again, Tron supply is higher than ETH. So don't look at these numbers in the millions and say, man, that's too much, because it can definitely go a lot higher. And another thing I want to compare it to, while we're at it, so how much did we say is here? So we said a total of this number right here is going to be $195,000 altogether. So one thing that I want to make a comparison to, man, I gotta add these numbers up again because I don't remember. So let me just do this live. So 1.37 plus 1.96 plus 2.25 plus 4.54 is going to give us 10.2 million Tron in the daily entry for this contract. So one thing that I wanted to do a comparison to, I didn't actually set this up, but we might as well look at it, is just.game. So let's see if we can find just.game in here. I think we have to organize this by volume, or I might just have to type it in here. So let's type in just.game right here, because this is another contract that took off when it launched. Its balance is currently 178 million Tron, so that's how much was put into that thing. I think it had a total balance, I don't know if we can see the total balance here, but 178 million Tron, and that, comparing that to the T2X number that I just got right here, 10 million Tron, you can potentially see a 10x gain here in a rather quick amount of time. If just.game got to 100 million Tron in like one day, imagine what T2X will get once people start hearing about this and start, speculating, kind of like I'm speculating. I do think the 100 million mark is definitely attainable for this T2X platform, because it's definitely leaps and bounds better than just.game. That's everything for today, guys. I will catch you in the next video. Make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed to me yet. Hit that bell notification, and follow the other channels. The King of FOMO Gem Hunters channel and my Telegram channel is also important if you don't want to miss anything that I talk about. All right, guys, peace out.